Oh, wow. Would you take a look at that? Legitimately, this is one of those statements that has been out there for a while. It's been circulated. And now that YouTube's kind of changed some of the restrictions that are out there, I can just go ahead and repeat this a little bit. Nobody who didn't get vaccinated, okay, regrets not getting vaccinated, okay? Obviously, it's your choice at the end of the day. Do whatever the heck you want. I was never going to partake. I assessed the risk that was out there. I may or may not have gotten infected to begin with way back in the cut when this began, and it was just a little bit of tiredness, maybe a runny nose or something like that. I still went out and got my miles and trained and recorded videos, and, you know, just feeling a little bit under the weather. Outside of that, like, nothing really changed all that much. So when the jabs were starting to roll out, and it's like, hey, great, I'm glad to see that they're all out there, and that's about as much as I can say right now. But yeah, no, it's nice that they're out there. But then when everybody started to say, in order to participate in daily life and so that you don't kill everybody, you have to get this jab, and then you have to get the other jab, and then you have to get the subsequent jab after that. And it's like, wait a minute, go fuck yourself. Now my principles are kicking in. You can't tell me to do anything I don't want to do with my body, okay? Then, given enough time and enough legal challenges got up to the right places and then started to get smacked down. And it's like, well, fuck, now we're going to have to try another authoritarian charge at some point in the future. It looks like we're just going to have to sweep the coof under the rug and move on with our life. And then when some of these fibrous clots claims started to come out, and if you want more of that stuff, I've kind of turned my second channel into talking a lot about COVID-related injuries. So if you want to hear more about that stuff, link in the description to the second channel that's over there. I don't swear or anything, and I like to keep it above board over there. So if you don't like the fuck, shit, cunt, piss, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits, and everything else under the sun, well, there's a different version. It's just me, different background. Feel free to check it out if you'd like to. And then also I'll throw in some vitamin breakdowns, exercise routines, and it's just stuff that I like that doesn't really have fit into the whole news, politics, red pill stuff. But this one right here, well, it would fit in the current direction of that channel. It's just too goddamn important not to talk about right now, because there's just so much idiotic rhetoric about, you know, guys, instead of trying to fight fire with fire, two wrongs do not make a right. We need a pandemic amnesty. Nah, motherfuckers, because you told us you get all that shit. Don't worry. You won't be spreading anything. And if you don't get it, you're basically killing grandma. Well, had to walk that shit back because, take a look at some of those jabs that were out there. And how many of them were tested for transmissibility? Fucking zero. But how many of them were told to us and sold to us that if you get it, you ain't transferring that shit to anybody? Oh, that would be all of them, by the way. Very interesting wording. So now why all of a sudden majority of Coof deaths are among vaccinated Americans for the first time. Yeah, we've been seeing this trajectory and trend. I think in the UK, some of the early research was coming out of Israel. Oy vey! They got it right when it came to this stuff. Now 230 million have had at least 2 shots. Well, I know that I'm not Canadian, and I think that it's about the exact same breakdown and all that stuff. So 230 million have been jabbed up twice. The rest of my family, okay, like my sibling and my parents, they both got, you know, the 2 jabs, okay? I didn't partake. I didn't want it, didn't need it. Wasn't my fucking thing, okay? So they would be a part of that group, and that's why I want to cover this stuff so much, because I love my family, and I would say this if we were exclusively on Rumble, but I won't. So I'm just going to tell you I have a keen eye to everything that's going on right now. And when I see shit like this, it burns a fire in my gut, hotter and brighter, thereby creating more vitriol than anything else that I could possibly imagine. I would have thought as bad as this could have got, okay, when it came to this unique needle that's out there. At worst, it would have been a wash, okay? Maybe the efficacy, maybe they were straining it, maybe they were exaggerating it just a little bit, but the fact that it's kind of doing the opposite of what it was claiming to do at the beginning, and now you're finding people who have gotten jabbed up are dying quicker than people that aren't being jabbed, you fucking lied to people. And I've said it before in a little bit more veiled terms, but to just break everything down, there are people in my extended family who, yeah, are a part of the majority on this one. Just saying. So let's talk about this. Majority of Americans dying from COVID are vaccinated for the first time ever. An analysis of official data found that 58% of COVID deaths in August were from people who were vaccinated or boosted. Imagine that. Experts caution this is expected, because such a large majority of the population had received at least a 2 standard dose regimen. That's interesting. Normally from like other vaccines that are out there, normally whenever you see polio numbers or something written up, it's like, oh my God, a majority of polio deaths are from people that have been vaccinated this time around. Oh wait, you never fucking see that. Because this, for the first time in human history, is a medicine, a therapeutic that was pushed as being, oh no, it's just going to be the super jab. That's why I need 2 of them. And it's going to basically make your dick bigger. And it's going to make your breasts more fuller if you're a lady that's out there. Oh my God, it's going to be the wonder drug. You're just going to wake up one morning, there's going to be more zeros in your bank account. It's going to be fantastic. To all of a sudden, all of these fucking big-brained, galaxy-brained cocksuckers trying to tell you that, actually, we totally expected this, by the way. The people who were jabbed up and who were told and sold a false bill of goods and it's going to keep you safe, actually, they're the ones that are dying because there's so many other people that are out there. Fucking lying dickheads. You try to profit off of fear. Government mandated fear, by the way. Those more likely to die from the Coof, for example, the elderly and immunosuppressed. Yeah, the exact same ones that we were supposedly concerned about to begin with, and the ones that should have been offered, and let me emphasize, offered the jab to begin with, the most vulnerable populations. That shit hasn't changed since the beginning of this stuff. And when we were walking down who's passing away every single day, everybody was like an Agnes or a Gregory with an 80 or a 90-year-old age bracket next to their name. It's like, oh, okay, we see what time it is. But no, everybody else has to get this. Oh, right. Again, it prevents spread and all that type of stuff. I'd be more precise with my verbing, but I'm just trying to, navigate the minefield of this topic for very obvious purposes. But let's get back to this because, oh my God, just the cope for these, let's just call them what they are, medical terrorists. It's pretty interesting. But yes, elderly, immunosuppressed, yes, so the old and sick folks, are also more likely to be vaccinated, therefore skewing the ratio. Oh, okay, cool. I normally thought whenever you take something, it's supposed to work. So what are we doing here? But it is also true that the Coof has mutated. Oh, really? And that vaccines have become less effective. Oh, what? No. They were always sold as being like Oh, wait, no. We've also known that the efficacy drops off of a fucking cliff. So stop trying to gaslight people. Oh, with regular boosters required to top up immunity. What is the time frame on those boosters being efficacious? According to the New York Times, how quickly does that second booster, or just the first booster, the third jab overall, for your average person, how much coverage do you get for what period of time? Wasn't it something like, it's pretty good for about the first 12 days, but then after that, interesting. Very interesting. I'll just continue to stay topped up. Yeah, like an old beater that burns oil. You just gotta, keep it topped up. Fuckers. Comes after the White House offers discounts on groceries to Americans who got a new bivalent COVID booster in a desperate bid to boost uptakes of the vaccine. Are you fucking kidding me? That slipped through the cracks. I didn't hear about that. Official data shows that around 2,000 Americans dying with COVID every week, now compared to the 8,000 around this time last year. In comparison with last year, last September, 23% of COVID deaths were in vaccinated people. I don't know, man. Between you and me, doesn't that seem absurdly high? But anyways, and by February this year, it had risen to 42%, and now it's 58%. Like, what are you going to argue? The unvaccinated are already dead. I don't know. Wait a minute. Okay, I guess I'm not old or sick or anything like that. I understand. At the peak of the pandemic in January of 2021, peak of the pandemic? I would have argued it was earlier than that, but if you want to place that squarely on the shoulders of Joe Biden, I'm totally fine with that. There were more than 20,000 people succumbing to the virus every 7 days. But no, Joe and his administration, they had a plan. Mandating the jab. How's that working out now? Some 69% of Americans have been given at least 2 doses of the vaccine. Given? That's interesting. The equivalent to 230 million. But the uptake of the new bivalent boosters, which targets Omicron specifically, do we want to run through the symptoms of Omicron once again. That's the one that's like, okay, cool, you're not going to lose any of your senses this time around, at least in the most common of symptoms. What was that one? Scratchy throat? Yeah, just terrible. Definitely need to get a vaccine for that one. Your choice, after all. Consult your medical professional. Yeah, 11% of people taking it up. Because again, like when I'm talking with my parents and the subject comes up, it's like, yeah, no, we're not getting the boosters. It's like, we got the first ones around. We just thought that would be good. Okay. We're just not falling for it again. And it's like, cool. Better late than never, I guess. Comes as the White House coronavirus response coordinator. Yeah, the new one, because Fauci was out there just once again trying to shield the jabs one final fucking time because that old cunt is finally retiring. Thank Christ. But still, get drug in front of a House committee and then have Special Prosecutor Rand Paul come down just to yell at you a few more times and then lock you the fuck up for the rest of your life. A little Geppetto looking fuck. Heavy emphasis on the final part of Geppetto's name. It comes, White House coronavirus response coordinator, Dr. whatever, some bitch, claimed on Tuesday that's essentially every COVID death in America can be prevented if Americans get their bivalent boosters. You fucking kidding me, bro? Yeah, more vaccinated people are dying. You know how we fix this? Get more vaccinated people. What are you trying to tell us right here? I'm just wondering. And get treated for any breakthrough infections. Yeah, get vaccinated and it'll work maybe. And then if you do get sick, we'll treat that. And it's like, cool, how about we cut out the middleman? Yeah, but we bought all these vaccines and we got nothing to do with them. So just give me your arm for a second. Like, no. But here's a nice little infographic. August 2022, 58% of vaccinated people biting the fucking dust as opposed to September 2021, where just about a quarter of people who have gotten all jabbed up were still dying. So why on God's green earth? Those numbers, let's keep it a buck, were already fucking horrific. And they've only gotten worse since then. And your response to all that stuff is, oh, fuck, maybe people should just kind of take personal responsibility for their own healthy living or their own healthy life decisions. Nah, fuck it. Just continue to push your shit. That wasn't working the same way that you tried to market it to begin with. Very interesting what you're trying to do. But bruh, I missed this and I just want to go over this. Okay, so Biden's COVID bribe. Americans to get a booster vaccine with a $20 gift card on their fucking groceries. So this is the cocksucker who, through inflation, just blew everything out of proportion. And his grand idea on this one is, okay, cool. So we're going to put the government in more debt if you get this booster for something that I told you a bunch of lies to begin with in order for you to get it, and then also tried to lock you out of your job and therefore make you incredibly fucking poor on top of that. And then some of the other places, because I don't fucking forget. Remember that one guy in Colorado who needed a heart transplant but then was taken off the list because he didn't get the jab? That blood, all of his blood, his family's sorrow is on your hands. But nah, Joe Biden's here to help the American person. He's going to give him $20 discount on the groceries. Woo! For a family, $20. For me, $20. Like, I don't eat a lot, okay? My food bill is fairly microscopic. $20? Bro, that's like 3% of my food bill. That is fucking nothing. For something that I'm just going to end up fucking rolling the dice on and taking a look at some of the other side effects of this shit, okay, especially for a young, fit, healthy man. Nah, man, I ain't doing that shit. Go fuck yourself. Take your $20 gift card and buy an ice cream cone up in Delaware, you old cunt. Fuck you. Fuck this jab. But get it if you want at the end of the day. Just know that there's some actual science coming out about this stuff right now. And yeah, all of those experts, all of the authorities that were out there, they were lying to you. They were flat out fucking lying to you. So do you want to continue to believe them? Your choice, after all. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.